the inner temple, creating a sacred space within, as narrated by Zoran the Dragon. Greetings once more, noble seekers of the inner flame. I, Zoran, keeper of ancient mysteries and witness to the soul's eternal journey, invite you to explore the profound concept of the inner temple. In this chapter, we shall delve into the Templars' discovery and cultivation of the sacred space within, their inner pilgrimages, their practices of silent meditation, and the universal truth of the temple that resides in all beings. Building the inner temple. Lessons from the East. The Templars, as you know, were master builders of physical temples and fortresses, but as they delved deeper into Eastern wisdom, they discovered an even more profound architectural project: the construction of the inner temple. This concept, resonating with teachings from various Eastern traditions, transformed their understanding of sacred space and spiritual practice. I remember vividly the night when a group of Templar initiates first encountered a Tibetan Lama in a secluded valley of the Himalayas. The Lama spoke of the practice of building a mandala within one's mind, a perfect, sacred structure that serves as a dwelling place for divine energies. The Templars listened in rapt attention, recognizing echoes of their own esoteric teachings about the spiritual Temple of Solomon. From that moment on, I observed a shift in the Templars' practices. While they continued to revere and protect physical holy sites, they began to place equal, if not greater, emphasis on constructing and maintaining their inner temples. They learned that this inner sacred space was not bound by physical limitations. It could be accessed anywhere, at any time, serving as a refuge, a place of worship, and a launching pad for spiritual exploration. The process of building the inner temple became a central practice for many Templars. Drawing on techniques learned from Eastern masters, they developed a systematic approach. 1. Foundation. They began by establishing a strong ethical foundation, recognizing that the inner temple must be built on the bedrock of virtue and compassion. 2. Purification. Next came practices of mental and energetic purification, clearing the inner space of negative thoughts and emotions. 3. Visualization. The Templars then employed vivid visualization techniques to construct their inner temples in exquisite detail. Some imagined grand cathedrals, others simple, luminous spaces. The form varied, but the essence was the same: a perfect, sacred dwelling within the mind. 4. Consecration. Through ritual and focused intention, they consecrated their inner temples, inviting divine presence to inhabit the space. 5. Daily practice. The inner temple was not just a one-time construction, but a living space that required regular maintenance through meditation, prayer, and contemplation. I recall one Templar master who became particularly adept at this practice. His inner temple was a marvel of spiritual architecture, a fusion of Christian and Eastern elements. At its heart stood an altar of pure light, surrounded by pillars representing divine attributes. In moments of crisis or decision, he would retreat into this inner sanctuary, finding guidance and strength that seemed to come from a higher source. The concept of the inner temple provided the Templars with a powerful tool for spiritual transformation. It allowed them to carry a sacred space with them always, whether on the battlefield, on long sea voyages, or in the markets of foreign lands. It became a constant reminder of their higher purpose and a channel for divine inspiration. Inner pilgrimages. The Templars' spiritual journeys. As the Templars deepened their practice of the inner temple, they discovered a profound truth: that the greatest pilgrimages are those undertaken within the landscape of the soul. While they continued to protect and facilitate physical pilgrimages to holy sites, many Templars began to engage in inner journeys that were equally, if not more, transformative. I remember guiding a group of Templar initiates in their first inner pilgrimage. We gathered in a candlelit chamber deep beneath a commandery in France. As incense filled the air, I instructed them to close their eyes and enter their inner temples. From there, I led them on a visualized journey that mirrored the stages of an outer pilgrimage to Jerusalem. They traversed inner landscapes that reflected their own spiritual challenges and aspirations. Some faced fearsome guardians that represented their doubts and fears. Others crossed bridges of faith over chasms of uncertainty. Each step of the journey was rich with symbolic meaning, offering opportunities for deep self-reflection and spiritual insight. As they approached the inner Jerusalem, the Holy of Holies, within their own hearts many of the knights were moved to tears. One of them, upon opening his eyes, exclaimed, "I have walked this path a dozen times in the physical world, but never have I felt so close to the divine as I do now." These inner pilgrimages became a regular practice for many Templars. They discovered that while physical journeys were limited by time, resources, and worldly circumstances, inner pilgrimages could be undertaken at any moment. Whether in the quiet of a chapel or in the midst of battle, they could step into their inner temples and embark on transformative spiritual journeys. The Templars developed various forms of inner pilgrimage, drawing inspiration from both Western and Eastern traditions. The Stations of the Cross, an internalized journey through the Passion of Christ, each station contemplated within the inner temple. The Tree of Life, a Kabbalistic journey through the Sephiroth, exploring different aspects of divine manifestation. The Chakra System, an upward journey through the energy centers of the subtle body. Inspired by yogic and tantric practices. The Hero's Journey, a mythic inner quest, facing trials and transformations, inspired by both Western and Eastern mythological traditions. These inner pilgrimages served multiple purposes. They were tools for self-discovery, methods of spiritual purification, a means of aligning the individual Templar with the divine will. Many reported receiving visions, insights, and even mystical experiences during these inner journeys. I recall one Templar commander who, on the eve of a crucial battle, led his entire company in an inner pilgrimage. As they sat in silent meditation, their minds journeyed together through a shared inner landscape. When they emerged, there was a palpable sense of unity and purpose among them. They fought the next day, just as a military unit, but as a spiritually aligned force, each man drawing strength from the inner temple they had built together.